But you're on the street of this thing called life, and God gave you an envelope full of talents, gifts, abilities, and things that you never even discovered yet. And then you never truly opened the envelope to see the resources that has been bestowed upon you. There was a beggar on the street. This guy been on the street for 30, 40 years. There was a beggar on the street, been begging for 30, 40 years. He thought he had no family members in the world. Alone every day asking for pennies to eat. All his friends was on the street. But one day, an old uncle came to his assistance. So the uncle said, I've been looking all over for you and I finally found you. I came here to take you home with me to your family. They're waiting for you. And the guy said, I can't leave the side of the street. All my friends are here. My life is here. I've lived here for the last 40 years. I can't leave the street. So the beggar didn't want to leave. The man, it was like dropping a heavy weight on his heart. Because he saw his family member sitting on the street begging for money and he couldn't help them. So he gave him an envelope. He gave him that envelope, and that was the first time this beggar actually got some mail. He never got mail before. So he was so excited about his mail, he went around to everybody that he knew. And he kept sharing this mail. Like, I have a mail, but he never opened it. He had an envelope, but he never opened it from his father. He didn't even know that he had a father. His father just passed away. The uncle told him his father passed away. But he didn't want to go home. So he had an envelope wrapped from his father. He showed everyone the envelope. The envelope was in his pocket. For years and years, he never opened the envelope. And then eventually, he passes away, never opening the envelope. Never opened it. But in that envelope, when the police came, they took the envelope, they looked at what is inside of it, and it was his father's will. His father happened to be a millionaire, give him access to his corporation so that he can actually take account of the estates, business, and everything that's within it. And the guy never opened the envelope. So what happened next? The state got all of that. All the riches, all the business, everything the father owned was for that beggar, never opened the envelope. Now, you may say, I'm not a beggar. I'm not on the street here. But you're on the street of this thing called life, and God gave you an envelope full of talents, gifts, abilities, and things that you never even discovered yet. And then you never truly opened the envelope to see the resources that has been bestowed upon you. So what happens is, most of us, we go around to corporations asking for change. We asked for their money, but we didn't open the envelope of our talents. I say, don't seek to employ yourself, deploy yourself to the world. You can have it. You can have an envelope in your pocket, and it's worth $1 billion. You never shared it with the world, and it's worth nothing. You can have all these talents, all these gifts. You can have this potential in you, which all of you do. I look at a human being and I'm like, you know how powerful you are? You know how powerful like a human being is? But you have to share. Success is sharing what's inside of you, the envelopes of the contents of your spirit and your soul and your gifts and your abilities to the world. And when society recognizes what's inside of you, they say you're a very successful person. So I'm a great speaker now, but it's probably going to take 5 years for people to realize it. But all I got to do, I just got to share it. Just share yourself. Share a piece of you. You have the unlimited power in you to begin to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. And I'm only telling you this because I know that, and because I see it happening, and I see it in many others. But you have to believe it. Belief is the letter opener. Belief is the letter opener. You can have the letter, but if you don't open it with belief, the world will never be able to see what you have inside of it. And until you do that, the world will forever miss all your talents, all your gifts, all the great things you got to offer. But you got to open the letter You gotta share the contents of your letter, share the contents of your soul. And I wish that upon you today. Share your soul. Thank you.